You there,
Hello,
Dusty?
hello everyone. This is me, Dusty Circuit here, and welcome to another Skade Player of the Month.
Welcome, guys. Today it is August 14th on a Saturday. We are now doing the second Saturday of the month instead of the first. We announced that the last player of the month, but some players are still getting used to the new schedule. So, second Saturday of the month, which is today, and we have a few things that Alyssa and I would like to go over with you guys. And we're actually going to do that first before we do the player of the month. We do player of the month first. But I think it's better to go ahead and get the talking out of the way first, and then we can go ahead and um, honor our player of the month, and then we will go get ready for the PvP tournament. We'll have some fun. So, you want me to go first, Alyssa? I can go first. So I want to talk about a couple things. Alyssa's got some. I'll come in with the not so fun stuff, and then Alyssa can come in with the fun stuff. We'll do that. So, and not fun, yes, Timo. So no, actually everything is going really well. You guys, Skade is growing. We have a list of players waiting to get in. We're doing that very slowly. We're doing that slowly for a reason. We've never seen ourselves as going to be a very large server. Right now we're sitting at around, I think we're around 150-ish in Discord. We have probably 10 people that are on Midgard that are not in the Discord. So we have some players that just enjoy playing Minecraft. They just don't want to be in the Discord. They're not, either their parents don't allow them or they just don't really want to. So we're growing pretty well. We don't see ourselves as really wanting to be this very huge, large server, because the bigger we get, it kind of takes away a little bit of the I don't know, the small town feel, I guess you could say, that we have. The personalized touch, these amazing birthday builds we're able to do for everyone, things like that. We will continue the community, exactly, Sparkle, the community. We are going to still grow, but we're going to grow slowly. Okay. So if you guys have a friend or someone that has put in that they want to join, let me know. Because that's a little different than me just taking, applications that are, of just random people that we're just not familiar with. Those are the ones we're being very, very hesitant on. You look like Abe Lincoln as an axolotl. I don't know if that's what you are, but that's hysterical.
It's so
Um,
disturbing.
it's so funny. What about 333 players? I don't know. If we did make it to 333, I'm pretty sure we would cap right there. Yeah, the set is available. Nice advertising, Ice. That's very good. So yeah, so we're just going slow. If you have someone, like I said, if you have a friend, which I know quite a few of you have lately, a lot of the new players that we have been approving applications for have been mostly friends and family. But that's not to say I don't have a bunch sitting in the in the applications waiting to come in. We're just doing those a little bit more slower. So if you guys have someone, just let us know. Just say like, "Hey, Blue or Alyssa, just so you know, my friend," and then give us their name. They applied, and then that way we can go ahead and get them approved. I mean, we still have to do the background checks on them and everything, but we can get them approved. All right, so I wanted to go over that. I want to go over really quickly birthday team, and then I want to go over voice calls. Okay, and then after that, Alyssa's gonna tell you guys some fun stuff. So, for birthday team, as you guys know, we've been celebrating a lot of birthdays. I think this week we're averaging almost one a week, something like that. We have in process, and I could be wrong on this because we celebrated one last night, but I want to say 13. We have 13 active builds that we are working on. And so that means we have 13 for birthday team. That means we have 13 channels. We have 13 conversations going on. We have, players working on 13 separate builds. As you guys know, our birthday builds have very large builds in them. They have a lot of pixels. They have a lot of details and a lot of special touches that make it a very unique birthday portal to that person. So yesterday was the 13th. Okay, so I think we are at 12 now, maybe. So what that means is that we've been working really hard to get caught up. During the transition, we weren't really able to do birthday builds for about, I think I want to say like 2-ish months. But now we're able to go ahead and get those going. As you've seen, we've been working on them really as fast as we can. If you guys start seeing, oh, another birthday, please come and celebrate it, because think about how when it's your birthday, you would want players to come to your party too. I know we have a lot of parties going on, but if you're on server or if you're just, around and you're able to, hop in and say happy birthday, leave that player's sign, okay? That's kind of what we're just going to ask of you guys right now. Sorry, there's a lot. I know that there's a lot. but we're trying to make it special for that person because it wasn't their fault really that we weren't able to celebrate on their actual birthday. Our goal, the birthday team, is to get all of these birthdays caught up by the end of this month. And right now we're on track to do that. So fingers crossed, after this month, we will just be on actual birthdays. So that way, let's say it's Ben X's birthday. Guess when we're going to celebrate it? We're going to celebrate on Ben X's actual birthday, just like we have always done in the past. So soon we'll be caught up, and you guys will get to, celebrate on the actual birthdays, things like that. But until then, just, please keep being really patient with us. We are getting to them as fast as we can. We don't want to rush them. We don't want to give someone a birthday build that's just not very good quality or make it look like we really rush through it. We go out of our way to not do that. We go out of our way to give everyone the best that we can give. And unfortunately, that just takes a little bit of time. So thank you guys for being patient. Please continue to be patient. We're really close to getting caught up. And then also, I did want to mention, I did post this in, I believe, announcements. For birthday builds, I've gotten a lot of questions in the last probably like 2 weeks about how do I get a birthday build? Am I going to get a birthday build? That kind of thing. The way you get a birthday build on Midgard, now keep in mind, this is for Midgard, is you need to be active on Midgard. So if you're active in the Discord, let's say you play a lot of Among Us, or maybe you play Valheim, but you don't play Midgard, then we would not make you a birthday build on Midgard because you're not here to celebrate that. So if you are an active player, and by active we're saying 3 months, you need to be active in the past 3 months with Midgard, then you can look at getting a birthday build. If you're unsure, just ask. Just say, hey, Blue, do you know if I qualify for a birthday build? I can let you know. Because we just want to make sure everyone understands. And Nen said a good point. If you join after your birthday, you won't get one. You'll get one the following year. Part of it is we need to know you. We have to get to know you. The birthday team does send out a questionnaire. You guys fill it out. It really helps us. But if you join like on your actual birthday, or like a day or two before your birthday, or really closely after your birthday, it will follow to the next one. So just to let you guys know, that's just how that works. And that's just what counts as being active. I would say being active is just playing at least weekly. You don't have to play daily by any means. Some players are here 8 and 10. Well, we have Taisu, right? So some players are here every day, all day long. But then other players, unfortunately with work or school, or, other commitments or playing on other servers, things like that, they're just not here as often. So, and that's absolutely okay. We're very big on, do your in real life stuff. That comes first. If you want to play on other servers, please do. Like, we want everyone to play where they want to play, things like that. So by no means does anyone have to play here a lot to get these builds. We just want you to be an active person on Midgard, meaning like at least we see you once a week or something like that, so that we know that come birthday time, they're going to be here to celebrate their birthday. The birthday team in the past has made builds for players that have never shown up. They never saw them. And you're talking about 2 weeks of work that went into something that they just didn't even, come to. So that's part of the reason we like to do that. Yes. Yeah. Mod killer, where we're at. So anyways, all right, let's, so that kind of goes over that. Does anyone have any very specific questions about birthdays before we move on to voice chats? You can unmute if you have a very specific question. Nope. Okay. Let's see. Give me 1 second to change gears here. All right. So I want to talk real briefly about voice calls. I kind of mentioned the other day I would be talking about this. Things have kind of come up more recently, I would say in the last probably 3-ish weeks. And so I just want to kind of go over some stuff and clarify a few things. So voice chats, we have multiple channels. As you guys can see, we're in chill channel right now. There's a lot of us. Normally we would never have a call this large in chill channel because it's anything but chill. But for something like Player of the Month where you guys stay muted, this works for us. Chill channel is for quiet talk. It's for players that want to talk to friends, but maybe they get overwhelmed very easily. They don't want a lot of squealing or screeching or screaming or heavy duty, like real heavy conversations, real life thought-provoking conversations. It's chill. You're just in there to be chill. You're in there to hang out with your friends. You're in there to laugh a little bit, but you're not in there to be super animated and get really excited and scream, things like that. It's just more of a relaxed channel. So if that's what you're looking for, hang out on that channel. If you don't want that, if you want to be loud and and talk about things that are very not chill, then go into Gen. Ransom channel was made as a joke. For those of you that were around for that, I actually was going to name it Random because we needed a voice call to Ransom Gang. We needed a random, call to go with kind of the random conversations because, as you guys know, Random is by far our most random channel. And I accidentally spelled it wrong. I spelled it Ransom, and it kind of stuck. And players got upset when I renamed it to Random, and they wanted it Ransom. So now it's the Ransom channel. Ransom is just another channel. It's not Gen. It's just more of another one that you can go into and just kind of have Peachy.
That's my mom.
Hi, Mom. Peachy's mom will be joining us for players.
Hi, Mom.
So anyway, Ransom will stay. I like I said, I changed it, and I got the wrath of many of you who wanted Ransom back. So Ransom is here to stay. You guys can have the channel. It's just another fun one to go into. Definitely more of a goof off channel, but not chill. Okay, chill needs to stay very sacred. We need at least one of these channels that players can go into and not have to worry about people screaming at them. So all right, now we have general. Obviously, you could. General is just basically any voice chat, any kind of conversation that's allowed. Let me specify that. That's going to be in the Gen channel. And then we have the private 1, private 2. We have mini group 1, mini group 2, small group 1, 2, and 3. Okay, this is, and I will talk about what's allowed and not allowed, but I really need to talk about these smaller groups and private channels because they're getting somewhat abused. So private 1 is 2 players. That's 2 people. And I'm just gonna, who wants to be my victim here for my example?
Me. Go for it.
Oh, we got lots of people here. Okay, so Yeedy and BB were the first 2 that I saw. So Yeedy and BB. So let's say Yeedy gets very frustrated at BB because BB is like constantly coming on and screaming at Yeedy. I don't know. That's something totally BB would do. No, I'm just kidding. So let's say there's an issue there. Yeedy can say, "Hey, BB, can we go in private 1 and talk?" You guys can talk it out, figure out, what's going on. If it's something, if it's something that you're just not sure, like, wait, are you really mad at me or are you joking? I can't tell, those kinds of things. That's great for private 1. Let's say Yeedy is like really upset and Yeedy's like puts in, let's say, life or, or vent and rant and says something about, I'm just really upset, I'm having a bad day. And let's say Ice is like, you know what, I can talk to you. Like, do you want to go talk? That's a private 1. Okay. Let's say Aqua is like, Timo, do you want to help me build this surprise for, I don't know, Driver. Let's use Driver. So Aqua can say, Timo, can you come into private 1 with me? And then you guys can go in there and you guys can plan, and say like, hey, what's a good time we can meet up? When can we do this? And you guys can definitely talk about that stuff there. That's usually what privates are for. Okay. Private channels really should not be used for more than, and I'm just going to throw this out there because there's no set time, but I'm going to say about half an hour. Okay. And that's for a couple of reasons. One is we only have one private 1. One private 1 is only 2 players, right? So we only have one private 1. If you want to talk to someone about something, go in there and talk and figure out what you need to figure out or do what you need to do. If it's for a build, let's say you're doing this for a build. Let's say Aqua and Timo are going to be building for the next 2 hours, the surprise for Driver, and they can't let Driver in because, obviously Driver would hear the surprise. Then at that point, what we ask is, ping admin and we will make you another channel really quick. We'll make you one where you guys can sit in it for hours and you guys can get what you need done without somebody interrupting you, things like that. But let's try to leave private 1 open so that anyone can use that anytime. I've had a few players in the last couple weeks say like, I wish I could use private 1, but it's, can you make me another private 1? I'm like, well, we already have private 2. Like, no, but I do understand why, because sometimes that channel is occupied for hours and hours and hours at a time. So let's try not to do that. Okay. Another thing I want to be a little bit cautious on is, and this has come up a little bit too, is if you're in private 1 and you're talking about something super heavy, you need to remember, even peer to peer, you really need to remember that we are not therapists here, okay? We're not. We're friends, and we can support our friends. In fact, we're going to talk about friends supporting friends. But we're just friends supporting each other, okay? So if somebody's having a really hard day, like I said, let's say let's say someone is just having a really tough time and you want to go in there and support them and stuff, you can do that. But remember, what advice you give them is advice that has worked for you, but maybe you only. So, what advice works for me might be something completely different than what worked for you. What worked for you might actually be great and it made your life better, but what that same advice to me could actually really harm me. It could hurt me. It could be something that doesn't work well that could cause me to be in an even worse position. So, when you're in there and you guys are in these private talks and you're trying to cheer up a friend, or maybe someone needs to let you know about something really horrible that happened, remember that you're a friend, you're supporting them. If it's something that is heavy, that you feel is heavy, that maybe you can say, well, you know what, I ran into that and this is something that worked for me. Also encourage them to put it in life if they're comfortable with that. And the reason we want that in life is because then they're going to get multiple people saying, hey, I've been through this too. And oh yeah, you know what, Purple, that's really great advice. Let me tell you what worked for me too. And then you'll have, now you're going to have driver's advice too, or now you're going to have ices or sparkles, or you're going to get all these different things. Because what might not work, let's say, with all good intentions, by the way, this is all very good intention thing. You're trying to help your friend, and what might not work that you tell them, somebody else's would work. So, and this is why we have these channels. We don't, as you guys know, in the past, in other places, it's go to an admin, right? Go to an admin. They'll help you. They'll talk to you. I'm not a believer in that, because if you come to me with stuff, you're only going to get how I think about it and what I feel might work. And that's not fair to you guys. That's really limiting you guys on getting actual advice from a good community of friends, that have actually maybe gone through something similar. So if this happens, if someone is in private and they're talking to you about some really heavy stuff, you please feel comfortable enough to say to that person, like, I'm here to support you and you're my friend, and tell them, what you think would work, but really encourage them to also open up in things like life if they're comfortable to do that. That way they are getting more than just one person's take on stuff. Okay. Does anyone have questions about that part before I move on? Nope. Okay. All right. So now going with that, I want to talk about, so that's private 1, right? So private 2. Now, if you're in private 2, let's say it is Ice and Dia and Galaxy, and those 3 are talking in private 2, because let's say Ice and Dia want to put on a surprise for Purple. So they went to Galaxy, right? And they're like, Galaxy, we want to do this. What can we do? If some of you, and I'm going to use these 3 as a great example because Dia is always muted, right? So if that's the case and you 3 need to plan something, again, let one of us know and we can make a special channel that then they can read the voice messages. It's for you muted players, I often feel for you, because the only way you're able to say something is by typing it, and typing it where everyone can see it, right? So if we're in a meeting, and this has happened, I know, a few times, where someone's had to say something and they're like, but I can't say it in this channel because if I do, then everyone's going to read it. So I'll quickly put them in private. I want to give you guys that same option. So if you need to, if you muted fellow skaters, use yells that stay muted. Just know you have that option. If you want to go into private 1 or you want to go into private 2 or something, and you need, a way that you can type communicate without all of the server knowing because you're in private for a reason, let me know. Let myself or Alyssa know, and we will get that channel made for you guys real quick. All right. Okay, so mini group. We got mini group, which is 3 and 4 players. We got small group, which is 5, 6, 7. Okay, now this has come up quite a few times. Why do we have so many of these? It's not fair. My friends are all sitting in small group too, and I'm stuck here by myself. You guys have seen it. I've seen it. We've heard people get upset. This is just part of this, okay? Again, it comes down to don't really abuse the system. These mini groups and small groups are made so that you guys can break off. So let's say we're all in chill channel and everything's, just, going fine. Nobody's being loud or anything. But let's say a couple of you decide that you want to go and talk privately or go work on something. That's what those channels are for. And for the most part, you guys do a really good job using them. The problems that we're running into is when we have one person sitting in chill and then we have 6 people sitting in small group too. And I don't think I should really have to explain to you guys why that looks bad. I'm sure you can all kind of assume why that looks bad. It looks like that person's left out. So if I need you guys to be not that guy with this stuff and just see it and see that, oh, let's say driver is sitting and chill and there's a bunch of you over here. Hey guys, let's go hang out with driver. Let's go see driver. Or hey, the solution is not let's go to small group 3, because then it'll allow driver to get in, because now again you're isolating. But if you want to, you can go just go hang out with the other people. It's kind of sad. Sometimes I will glance over at voice channels and I'll see that where one person or two people are kind of sitting and all these other big groups are happening. I get you guys just want to talk to your friends sometimes. Trust me, I understand that. There's days where I'm like that too. But look at how it would make the other person feel. This is kind of one of those things where I'm asking you to, kind of step out of your own scenario and look at how, okay, well, gosh, Jakey's just sitting there, or driver's just sitting there, or Connie's just sitting there, right? Sometimes Connie hops in and would love people to talk to. So it's one of those things, like, look around and make sure that nobody, driver's always there, that nobody's really being kind of neglected or made to feel like they're not part of things. Okay. Really, really, really important on this. Does anyone have any questions about that part before I skip to the last part? Nope. Okay, good. All right. So the last part of this is, and this has come up. I had a player, and I already mentioned this, that was told that they need to ask permission to join calls. I told you guys this really disappointed me that they were told that, because they weren't just told that about a private call or a mini group or small group. They were told that about all calls, like all of them. And so, oh, hey, look, welcome, you guys. Julian's here. Welcome. So the thing with that is that you do not have to ask. All right, you don't have to ask. You definitely never have to ask if you're joining Jen, Chill, Ransom, any of those. You do not have to ask. That call is just as much yours as it is anyone else's on their server. That call, and I'm going to use Aqua as an example because I'm staring at Aqua. That call is just as much Aqua's as it is mine. That's it. We're the same. Everything is equal on that, okay? The only time that I did say this in a message, is when it is a good time to ask is if it's something like private 2. Okay, so like, for instance, private 2. So let's say Aqua's sitting in there with driver, and let's say Sparkle's like, I want to join them, but I don't know if they're talking about something private. Does Sparkle have to say, hey guys, can I join? No, they don't. But is it good to maybe be like, hey, do you guys mind if I join? Yeah, I think it's a good idea for private 2, okay? Now, mini group and small group, no, you don't have to ask on those, okay? If there's only like mini group 1, which is 3-person, should you? Yeah, I personally would, but you don't have to. But as you get up to these higher numbers, like 4, 5, 6, 7, you don't have to. Those calls are just as much yours, okay? Small group and mini groups are not made to shun people out, to keep people away. They're made because you want to be in a call that has a limit, so that you don't have a lot of talking over, a lot of background noise. Your brain can only handle talking to 5 people right now, which is okay. But that's not for you to be like, only my 5 best friends and nobody else. Let's not do that. If that's the case, just maybe if you can't be in a call that day, then maybe just don't be in a call that day, because that's what's kind of been happening, and it's really hard to kind of see some of these players feel left out. All right, that's pretty much all I had to say about the voice calls in that section. I do want to talk really quick about the no-nos, because these little rules seem to be getting twisted a little bit. No-nos, we do not cuss in calls. The only time that you can cuss in a call is when, guys, you know this.
Reactionary.
Yep, everyone's saying reactionary. Yes. So if it's reactionary, and I will give the example I always give. If you're building your house on Midgard, and all of a sudden you've worked all this time on it, and then all of a sudden a creeper blows up your house, we expect you to say a few words. It happens. You're old enough. You guys are in this age group of, if you do say cuss words, this is a normal reaction, okay? If you're not on Midgard, let's just say you're at home and you're playing Among Us or you're doing something else, and you spill a big glass of water that you're not allowed to have on your desk, and you spill it all over your keyboard. Yeah, you're probably going to say a few words. We understand that. That's what we call reactionary cussing. That's you just reacted to it because something just happened. That is the only time that cussing is allowed. And even with that, it needs to be done minimally. All right. If you get mad, we get it. You just got upset. What happens. That's it. That does not give you the right to, for 5 minutes later, to just keep going. Okay. That's it. Reactionary only. I keep getting asked, well, what about in private? What about in mini groups? What about in this and that? Are we allowed to do this? Can we say this here and there? You know what? Just don't. Just don't. If you're in private one-on-one, so let's say we have, Evan. Let's say Evan and Martin M, because Martin M talks a lot.
Hate
All right,
you.
so I'm gonna use Martin M for this one. So let's say Martin M and Evan, when he's not pulling our pigtails, let's say they're in private talk, and it's just kidding, Evan. And and he goes, and Martin M just and they're cussing up a storm, right? You know what? That is a one-on-one private call. Nobody else is walking in on that call. Nobody else is affected. You guys need to just be very, very, very mature about this, okay? I'm not in there to be the cussing police. Nobody else is going to accidentally join and hear a bad word. It's private one. But at the same time, that holds so much responsibility with you guys, okay? You need to make sure that you're being appropriate. You need to make sure that you're not cussing. You need to make sure you're not doing those things you're not supposed to do. If a cuss word happens in that call and it's between the two of you, you need to be mature about that, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, be mature enough in that private one-on-one call. If it's not one-on-one, let's say it's private 2 where we have 3 people. No, the answer is just no. There's no extra cussing allowed. Nothing is extra allowed in those calls. And the reason why is you do not know how the other people might feel. You do not know if somebody might click in on accident. Next thing you know, they're hearing a word that really upsets them. No, it just isn't worth chancing. It's not what we're about here. Just don't do it. So that obviously trickles down to mini groups. It trickles down to small groups, okay? Just cannot happen. When you also get to the mini groups and the small groups, we're asking you, please don't go in there to talk about things that you're not allowed to talk about in the other voice channels. If you're not allowed to talk about it in chill or general, guess what? You're not allowed to talk about it there either, okay? Lately, we've had a lot of things like politics come up, some ex-server stuff, things like that. It can't happen because guess what? I hear about it. I hear players, oh, did you know that they were talking about this and they're not supposed to? And it's like, no, I didn't know, but thank you for telling me. Don't do it. What you might think is someone's okay with it in the call because maybe they're not speaking up. You might have really offended them. You might have really upset them. You might have really found, you might have really, really offended them and didn't even know it. That's why politics, any kind of sexual talk, what's the other one? Religion is just off the table. It's off the table. You might think you know that person really well. You might think you know what their beliefs are, and you might think they'd be okay with this little joke, but you might have really hurt their feelings or insulted their beliefs or something like that. That's not okay. We're not about that here. Extrovert talk, not allowed. You guys know that. Extrovert talk is not allowed on anywhere to do with Skade. Not in private channels, not in voice calls, not anywhere. So it also cannot happen in these small groups. It just can't. It's just not, it's not what we're about. We don't do that. Okay. So please from here on out, let's not do that. All right. I think that kind of covers voice chats. I'm sorry that took a little longer than I thought, but I keep getting questions all the time about this and that. And I'm like, you know what? We'll just talk about Player of the Month where everyone's here. Does anyone have any questions about voice chat real quick? What's allowed? What's not allowed? Does anyone have any questions? If you do, you can unmute and ask or just type either way. What's your question, Kim? We can talk about that privately, Kim. We'll talk about that privately. So
I know Spacey and voice chat asked, are we going to discuss threads on Discord?
Oh, threads, we're not ready for that yet. We're not. I ask you guys at this point, don't do threads yet. It's really making a mess of our Discord. I don't know if they've completely rolled out to everyone yet, but when we get ready for threads, we can do that. I like the idea of threads. I think it's great because it kind of keeps the conversation all bulked together. There's a way to say, okay, I might do that until we go through it. So yeah, I think you can. The only person, it seems like Mod's the one that keeps doing it, so I'll talk to Mod about that.
I haven't seen any threads recently. I saw like
There's
3
a
when they started.
Oh, I see. I think I visually see 3. So it kind of makes a mess of it. I've had players actually say, "Can we remove that?" It is. Oh, they're all been Mod.
Yeah,
but I will
have
talk
all
to
been
Mod.
Mod. There's
Mod's
not been anyone else.
Mod's very excited about this and like wants to give me a tutorial. I'm like, Mod, I'm nowhere in a mental state right now to learn that from you. So we will look at it later. I told Mod that he can be part of that one.
And I'd just like to ask, I'm assuming the same rules apply to like squad channels, like in the games? Like,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. And our rules here in Skade, they travel. So like if you're playing Bed Wars and you're over in Hypixel, same rules apply. If you're with Skade, it's Skade rules, okay? If you're on another server doing whatever you want, that's you do whatever you want on another server. But when you're on Skade or you're representing Skade, you know, especially once we start getting the esports stuff rolling out, you have to remember our rules, okay? All right. Yes, you can ask him. Yeah, may I ask a question about music? Okay, go for it. What is your question? Okay, what's your question, Ice 2? If you guys want to, you can unmute and ask, or you can type. If a song plays, okay, okay. The music channel rules are, there are some songs that are very mainstream that everyone listens to that may have a word or may not. Like, what's a good example? Was Lovejoy, right? Lovejoy is very popular in the server. We all love Joy. We all love to scream, "Why'd you have to kill my cat?" So, but that song obviously has a cuss word in it. A cuss word here or there in a song, we don't say you have to not play that song. If you can find a clean version of a song, great. You know, put that in. If not, we just have to understand that there are some music that will have a cuss word in them. That even happens with our concerts. We're getting ready to have our first Skid concert, and I think one of the songs has it in it. And it's just one of those things we just kind of give a little warning, say, sorry, guys. You know, just like in the real world and at real concerts, there is language. A lot of songs have them. So yes, you can, if you're with Skade, it's Skade rules. Yes, go for it. What's your question? That means when you're representing Skade, by the way. So not meaning like if you're just off doing something, but let's say you're on MC Parks, you need to remember our rules on MC Parks when you're with Skade. If you're on MC Parks outside of Skade and you're just there with your, you know, friends or whatever, then absolutely not. But when we go as a group, that's what I'm talking about. Asking in a call, there was time. Okay, let me read really quick. The question about like asking to go into a call, that there was a time that happened. Asking out loud. Okay. Okay, that's fine. If you're streaming gameplay on Skade, do you say Skade rules apply? If you're streaming gameplay on Skade, do you said music rules apply the same? If you're streaming, like if you're, let's say you're
like on Twitch and they're playing on Midgard, but not on like a Skade call, I think.
Yeah, no, if you, then that's fine. Yeah, as long as you're not in a Skade call. It's really more like when you're on a Skade call, things like that. If you're doing a Twitch and you're doing your own thing, that's absolutely fine. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, go for it.
We have streaming channels here, so if you're streaming in the streaming channels, you'd want to follow the Skade rules. But if you're streaming on Twitch, you're not streaming in Skade.
Right, exactly. So yeah, so if you're streaming to other skaters, yes, obviously. So yeah, yep. I hear Alyssa. There was one other thing I was going to say real quick about I've already forgotten it. It's already
Can I ask a question before you say that? So basically what normally happens is sometimes I will go into the Vibin No Talk channel and I'll summon the Rhythm Bot and I'll normally play like a Deadmau5 mix of music because that's what I like listening to when I put on the Rhythm Bot. I don't know how long it goes for, but I do not know if there are any cuss words in it. Normally people don't join me when that happens, and there's no cuss words that have come up in any of that mix as of yet. But suppose a player were to join me and in there while I have that mix, and suppose I don't know if that were to happen, if a player comes and a cuss word comes up and it offends them, like where do I go from there?
Well, if it offends them, you need to say, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that song had that word in it. That's happened. I put on a song where as a word, I'm like, oh gosh, sorry guys, like forgot that part was there. Like it happens. That's okay. It's no different than being at a store and hearing something like that. So just if you know a song has a lot of cuss words in it, don't play it. Our big rule with the songs are nothing derogatory, meaning like putting down women, putting down a sexuality, talking of heavy violence. That's the stuff we're more concerned about than the occasional cuss word in a song. So those are the things we're more looking at. So yeah, you're fine. Another thing though, one thing you did mention that makes me want to remind people this, because this has been coming up too, is when you're using the bot, you need to be requesting like songs like one at a time. A few times now recently I've seen people put like full playlists in. Don't do that, because that's actually going to keep people out of the channel, because when players come into those channels, they want to be able to add their songs in too. Like in the morning sessions when I come in, we'll usually have like 5 or 6 different people putting in songs, and we have this really eclectic like list of songs, because it's a little bit of what I like and a little bit of what like Taisu likes and a little bit of what Spongy likes and a little bit of like Lamb and Ham likes. So like there's a little bit of like mixture of all different music. So make sure if you guys are in there, you don't do that. If you accidentally do a song that's like 6 hours, something like that, or because it's a long playlist, cancel it. You have the ability to do that. You can remove your own, remove it, or remove the bot one and then bring the bot back, and then you can go forward and just then
By
start
the
doing
way, I did
individually.
look at
Okay.
we
Okay.
currently cannot like sometimes we'll need to remove the bot if we have 2. Could we enable group skip or group kick, so if like the majority wants to kick the bot, we can?
That
things
should be
like-
fine. I will get with the bot team later
Okay.
today and see about that. We're about to have our own. Rhythm is about to go bye-bye.
Sick.
So yeah, we're about to have our very own Skade music bot. So I'm not quite sure how close it has been. My understanding is it's pretty close. So and that will then we
Ooh.
can really fine-tune everything. Yeah, our bot team's pretty amazing. So all right. So Aqua, did you want to ask your question?
Yeah, I was going to text earlier, but it was going to take up a lot of the chat, and I didn't want to do that. So,
That's okay.
one time before, it was like a group of like 5 of us. We went into a small group that was capped at 5, and then I had technical issues, so I had to leave the call. Then I went to go back, and someone didn't ask to join because, like you said, they don't have to ask to join the small group, and I got kicked from that group because of that.
Okay.
What situation would have been like right there? Because then they didn't ask for like a group that was
Right. They're just wanting to join their friends and talk. I mean, they're not doing anything wrong. You're not doing anything wrong. It just didn't work out very well for you in the end. If that's the case, then what I would do is message and say, hey guys, can we go into the larger group, whatever the next one down is, right? Because usually there's a 5, 6, 7. See if you can go into a little bit larger group, and then or even say, oh hey, oh darn it, it got full. You guys want to vibe with me and chill or something? And then just try to pull the group that way. And the group should be very accommodating. You guys should be very accommodating of other players. So hopefully that won't be a problem in the future. But it's a good question. Thank you for asking that. That actually made me remember the thing I forgot to say, which is another thing is, and this has come up, this actually came up yesterday. It's come up a few times recently, where players are sending other players friend requests. If you are not friends with that person, like outside of Skade, please don't do that. We've had 3 players in the last week that have gotten friend requests from other players, and they don't like it. They don't want that. That's why we have that in the rule. I actually updated the rule yesterday because it says no DMing, things like that. I added in friend requests because it's been coming up. It came up a few times. So you guys, it's not just we're trying to be mean and keep you guys from messaging your friends. We're doing this for safety, for the safety of the players. We have some players here that do not like to get DMs. They've had previous situations where they've gotten some very unwanted things in DMs, and that has caused them to get very anxious when somebody DMs them out of the blue. Okay, so when we say not to do it, we're not just trying to be mean or controlling or tell you who you can be friends with. It's nothing like that at all. It has to do with safety. You have to remember, everyone here, for the most part, everyone here is autistic, and sometimes with that comes a lot of unsureness, right? Not sure what to do when somebody sends a message, or maybe some people are a little too trusting. Some people are the opposite. Someone might say something inappropriate in a DM, not meaning to, but that's because they didn't know not to, and now the other people are mad. Like, we've had a lot of little situations happen. Just don't. If you guys need a private channel, like for instance, if I don't know, let's say Driver and Timo are like, hey, neither one of them are really want to DM, but they really want to talk. Ask for a channel. We will give you guys a channel. We've done that for other players. I brought this up at a few Player of the Months now. You guys can always do that. So if it's something like that and it's someone that's you're not friends with already, and we always say like not friends with, meaning like you met them here kind of thing, then just please don't. If you want to talk to them, you want to DM them, you want to do something, you need to really ask them ahead of time, and like in game or in something where they have the opportunity to say no. But at the same time, don't put people in that situation, because how many of you have been in situations where you don't want something, but you then feel bad telling that person you don't want that? and now you feel like you have to do it. So yeah, so it's one of those things where like just you have to really be mature about that and be like, okay, this has been my friend for like 3 years, or this has been my friend for a really long time. But if it's someone that you just met here or someone you just met recently, please don't. We're not just asking you that for us, we're asking you that for them, because that's what a lot of players have asked. So anyways, all right. So Alyssa, are you ready? And after Alyssa talks, I will do the player of the month, and then we're gonna get the
Sorry, can I
MVP
quickly
credit.
bring something up about DMs and stuff?
Sure, go ahead.
I kind of said about it in the farm team channel, but the thing is, people have been told twice so far already not to PM people in the server, especially like myself, about farm team stuff when I'm literally on there just enjoying myself. It's getting quite annoying now.
Yeah, can I add on to that? Do you mind?
Yep.
Okay, so and JW's right. I have said it twice now. I pinged you guys twice about this. And it's still happening. Players are, we have the submission channel. For those of you that don't know, farms have to be submitted. If you blocked farms, then that means that you do not have anything farm related on Midgard. You don't have automated farms, you don't have a lot of, like village village breeders, things like that. Even a lot of like manual type farms, if you have a lot of it, you need to go through the farm team. This is what keeps us from having actual rules where we say, now you only get 50 hoppers, or now you only get, 20 villagers. Going to the farm team allows them to have a good understanding of who all has what, so that we don't have to have these rules right now. They mock up your builds, they do it all for you. You just have to submit it. Okay, that's what you need to be doing. But what's happening is players are actually going to individual farm team members being like, I want to talk to you about my submission, and they're kind of bombarding them and harassing them to a degree. And that's making the farm team really upset. And I posted this twice now, so it really needs to not happen. If somebody does that again, so let's say it happens again where JW gets another DM or another in-game message or something very targeted to him, your submission's going to the back of the bus at this point. And it's just, we say that because the farm team works really hard trying to get things approved. JW this morning got a ton. I think he cleared it out, if I read right. He got a lot of things approved. I think he's done. I think there's one left, right? And so he's working so hard. So you guys messaging him and putting extra pressure on him, it's not helping. It's actually slowing things down. So thank you for bringing that up, JW, because it was something I did want to talk about and I just forgotten. All right. You ready, Alyssa?
Blue,
I believe Ice had a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. What are your questions, guys?
There was this one time I accidentally did so I was on my phone once, and my phone didn't turn off, and it was in Discord, and it pressed against me, and it accidentally did stuff with DM type of stuff. It was an accident, and it didn't mean to happen.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It happens. Like, that's okay. Just let the person know. Oh, sorry. I've accidentally called people. I've had random people be like, Blue, why'd you call me? And I'm like, I didn't call you. And I'm like, oh, oops, my bad. My pocket did. So it happens. I think Ice was a victim of that one. So yeah, it happens. Don't worry about that. All right. And then, that actually had reminded me. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ice. What's your question?
Ice's question was, what do we do if we see someone saying or doing something they're not supposed to do? Do we ask them not to, or leave it and just tell you?
It's up to you if you feel comfortable. I would never put that on a player to tell someone. If you feel comfortable and saying like, hey, we're not supposed to be doing that, which a lot of you guys are really good about that, then do that. If you don't feel comfortable, then let an admin know. Let one of us know so we can go and let them know.
Can I quickly add to that? Just going to be quick.
Okay.
So, well, only reason I want to talk right now is, I haven't seen a whole lot of this, but I have seen it in the past. It's called mini-modding. And, well, I mean, I guess it's good that if other players, are like, hey, you don't do this or don't do that, that's not allowed, but,
So I've even seen some players do that, but like I've seen some players even enforce rules that don't exist, and that's just not okay, especially in my eyes.
Yeah, that should never happen. I understand what you're saying about mini modding because you guys are all friends. You don't want your friend telling you not to say something or do something. The reason, you know, we're a unique server. We don't believe in heavy staff, as you guys have seen that. Alyssa and I don't believe in having a ton of moderation. You guys are of an age to be here to
Yeah.
take care of yourselves and to work together. But with that comes responsibility on each other to make sure that everyone is doing, you know, things okay. If you know that someone is hacking or purposely breaking rules, or if someone's being really rude in voice calls to players chronically, meaning all the time, meaning not just one bad day, but like happens, I really hope you guys would speak up for your fellow friend, but also let us know so that we can do that. So to answer your question, like if you feel comfortable, which like I said, there are some players. I know Timo's really good about saying something like, "Hey, can we not say that? We're not supposed to say that word," or you know, things like that are great. I love that Timo does that because it means that I don't have to get involved. And now, here's an admin being like, "Don't say that." So it's kind of like we take care of ourselves. We take care of our community, and part of taking care of your community is not allowing someone to damage it, right? So if you like to live in a neighborhood and you have someone that's, breaking the law and stuff, you don't want that in your neighborhood. You want to keep your neighborhood peaceful and clean and stuff. So you would talk to them and be like, "Hey, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's not let our dog poop in the street." Things like that. So it's kind of, working with each other, helping each other, that kind of stuff is fine. Um, you know, I don't really want to talk about what happened yesterday, but I do want to say briefly is make sure you guys remember we're friends. In the end of the day, we're friends. If you get frustrated with a player or someone, or let's say there's a couple players that you just don't think like you, or they're just, you feel they're rude to you, stuff like that, don't let that affect the ability to enjoy a full community, because that is, it's going to hurt a lot of people. And if you are upset, please come and talk to myself or Alyssa. Let us know, so that we can step in before emotions get so high that lashing out happens, things like that. Because at the end of the day, again, we're all friends. We're a community, and I kind of typed this up a little bit yesterday, but we are a community of autistics. There's going to be times that things are misunderstood. There's going to be times that you say something and it comes out people thinking you're saying it one way when really you're not. You're trying to say it a really nice way. That happens, especially with autistics, right? I'm guilty of it. I know a lot of you guys are guilty of it. It's part of being autistic. We don't necessarily always say what we're trying to say correctly, or maybe something came off really mean, or maybe you took something as mean, but it really wasn't mean because you're autistic and maybe you don't understand all that sometimes. That's okay. This is part of the world. This is literally a glimpse of how real life is. You will have jobs, you will have friend groups, you will have all these things. Yep, exactly. Mr. Ox is very relatable. We are always going to have things in life where maybe we just don't like everybody, and that's okay. But let's not be cruel or unfair or mean to a big group because maybe we don't like a few, because that just hurts a lot of feelings. So please, going forward, if you guys have concerns, if somebody you feel treated you very unfairly and you're angry, please come and let an admin help over putting something in vent and rant, because as you guys have seen a few times now, it just doesn't go over very well. Feelings get hurt, not by one or two, but really the entire community. Okay. And again, I'm not saying anything about specifically yesterday about any one particular thing. It's just more of a generalized. Let's just remember at the end of the day, we are here to support each other, and we do a fantastic job of that. Do you guys know like how much I brag about you guys? Like literally all the time about how supportive you are to each other, and how you're there to pick each other up. Like we had Emrez had a really hard couple weeks, remember? And we gave that concert for them to give them something positive to look forward to. That's just one example of things that you guys do every day. You do that all the time. You guys are always there supporting everyone. That's something to be really proud about. So when we have those hard moments, when we get where I don't think somebody likes me or I'm angry at them, that's okay to feel that way. It's a million times percent okay to feel that way. But let's remember that sometimes saying something very publicly can really hurt a lot of feelings on that. Okay. All right. I think we're ready for the good stuff now, Alyssa.
All right. So I'm here to talk about 117. So this week we're going to be running the final test to confirm that all of the plugins are ready to upgrade Midgard to 117, and I will be keeping everyone updated on the progress. If everything that we're testing goes well, we'll be ready to upgrade Midgard next weekend.
Yeah.
So, now,
Use a comma. Sorry.
So now, there is one thing that came up, and since the servers are for all of you and not for us, I wanted to run this by everyone and see what you thought. Right now, the issues with creative. The Plot Squared plugin is still in what seems to be a pretty early beta. They're still releasing patches every week that are fixing major issues that could cause problems with your plots. Just in the last couple weeks, they've fixed issues like issues with visiting plots, owning plots, random items breaking on plots, and even items on plots affecting other people's plots. So, as well as when you're pasting in schematics with the new versions of Plot Squared, they just fixed an issue where it was just one block off all the time. So, and that's just 4 of the 10 to 20 issues that they're fixing every week. So, I wanted to find out, should we upgrade Midgard next Saturday and wait on creative? Or does everybody want to wait and upgrade both servers at the same time?
And we're gonna have a poll. The poll is coming. Oh, which one should we do it in, Dia? What's a good channel to do it in? We're gonna have a poll, and you guys get to vote on this.
And
okay, the bot channel. Everybody to the bot channel. Woo!
JW, that's correct. Players can't paste in schematics, but admins can, and it's just an example of a pretty serious issue that's still being fixed.
Yeah, it's a very serious issue. And that's why you're going to get to vote. So Galaxy said, I think maybe we should wait because some of us switch back and forth from Valhalla to Midgard a lot. Yes, and that is why we're bringing it to you guys, so that you can choose. We don't know how quickly this is going to happen. It could be that the other one's ready next week, or it could be a month from now. So do we want to delay updating Midgard? What do we want to do? But, you know, like Alyssa said, this is your server too. We may own it, but this is your server. We do things for you guys. We're very, very big on that. So you guys will get to vote. So if you guys want to head to the bot channel, I can find it. You will get to, there we go. Everyone is. So head to the bot channel, and Dia is putting together the vote. Oh, wow. You guys are, so you have choices. Upgrade Midgard only now and Valhalla later, or wait a bit and upgrade both.
Where is it?
And one thing,
and by a bit, we don't know when that is, though. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Alyssa.
I was going to say one thing to keep in mind. BB brought it up in the text in game, but if we have Midgard updated but Valhalla not upgraded, there's a chance that there could be issues when we're bringing schematics from one server to the other. So it could cause more hassle for the teams that do need those schematics brought from one server to the other.
Yeah, it's I'll tell you what, guys, because not everyone can be here, what we'll do is let's leave this up for 24 hours. Does that sound good? Because I understand, like, sometimes with certain players, they're just not able to be here. And we would really like everyone to have their input on this because this is a big decision.
Ping, Blue, ping everyone for it.
I think.
Okay, I will, yeah.
I think we should put it in. I think actually it should go in Skade Talk, to be honest, so then everybody sees it, because I don't use the
bot's not in
channel.
there? That's the thing.
I can't
Okay.
even find it.
It's,
you should
can
make a Skade Talk post, though, like, to point people in the direction.
Yeah,
like,
I will.
Yeah.
Voice chat is?
I feel like waiting will be beneficial. I feel like to articulate the answer of why we should wait, I feel like the reason it's a good idea is so that everything's more stable, and it also means we get to enjoy both servers at the same time, because I feel like there's going to be a little bit of I don't know, I feel like there'll be a bit of a part of the server missing if we've got one server fully up to date and the other's a little bit behind, so having both gives us the full package in one.
Although
that's my
really
thought.
like new
personally,
Midgard
I am
content new content on Midgard, which is the main server. Like,
Personally,
I think
I'm
it's the main
really,
server people.
I'm really excited for it, so I want it now.
I
Therefore,
want the
vote
update now,
for
but it
up.
might be an
heads,
issue with
I like
schematics
it.
and lightmatics.
Same.
There you go.
Would
All right,
affect
I
the
think
teams.
Midgarders.
It's
So
got more
and
heads.
we're not
all in
gonna,
it.
and just so you guys so you know, we're not gonna have this real discussion right now about it. It's more of we're bringing it to you, letting you know this is where we're at. We feel comfortable going ahead and doing Midgard now, but at the same time, Valhalla has just plot squared. That's our number one plug in there. It's really important, and the updates that Alyssa was going over with me this morning. There's a lot. They're doing, was it like 30 to 50 or something like that at a time? Each update has like a lot of things going on with it. And we're talking not just little, like tiny little bug fixes. We're talking ones that actually will impact your ability to play there. So last thing I want is for us to upgrade too soon. And then we just run into constant problem after problem after problem. Because that does chance having it affect your builds. So yeah, so I put it in there. It's on Skade Talk. It gives you the channel and it lets you know. Oops, I didn't put, we will check it, and I'll say they have 24 hours.
So when we say 4 p.m. EST, though, to round up the time now.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
And
yes,
one thing I wanted to let everyone know is that I keep a very close eye on all of the plugins that we're using. So as soon as the plugin is ready, if we choose to wait, as soon as the plugin is ready, we can move forward. Yeah, because I check on most of the plugins 1 to 2 times a day to see if we have an update. I mean, I want 117 too.
Me too. I'm excited, but I like our approach. It's not a race. We're not in competition with anyone. We just want to make sure everything is right. And from what we have seen with other servers, there's been issues, and we are trying our best to avoid that. Yes, we have backups. Someone had asked that. Well, what about backups if it goes wrong? Yeah, we have backups. We do daily backups. But what if you let's say
you use it.
Exactly. And let's say Yeedy, put in like 12 hours getting a ton of, what is it you're always after? Quartz or something. And then we have to roll it back and you just lost 12 hours of mining. Like that would be
happen.
Exactly. We have great backups. We very backed up. But at the same time, you still chance losing even just a few hours with the work, which is just not worth it in our opinion. So all right. So well, thank you. And thank you, Alyssa, for being on top of that as always. You guys want to hear who your player of the month is?
Yes.
I thought that was what we were doing.
I probably should have started it first, but I knew we had to get through some stuff. So, all right. And like, 30 minutes. Yeah, here we are an hour later. So,
yeah.
I know.
We like to play.
Wait. Rylee, did you want to go ahead and say something? Or did you want me to say something? You say it. Okay, I will say it. There's a party tomorrow at karaoke time. Some of you guys know what this is about. I know nothing about it other than I'm supposed to be there. But Rylee, if you guys have any questions, it's called the Blue Builds. I'm my understanding. And if you guys, I know from what Rylee told me, I have the channel muted. I can't see it. But from what Rylee told me, quite a few of you guys have all been participating, and she keeps telling me, "Mom, you're gonna love it." So yeah, so tomorrow is that party, and that is at 3 p.m. EST. It's our normal karaoke time, so we will not be doing karaoke tomorrow. We're going to be doing this. So, and real quick, guys, just a little heads up on this. The 27th is my very big surgery. I will be in the hospital for a few days, but you know me, I'm going to be bored to death, and 30 minutes after the surgery, be like, where's my laptop? So
Music box will always be open.
I will be around, but I will definitely be very quiet for a few days. So I mean, I will probably be driving the nurses crazy, going, I have 150 children. Like, get me home. I want to go home. I miss them.
Get me home to my children.
Promoting Riley's replacement temporarily then.
Yeah. So, and I mean, we're really accommodating. Like, my whole setup is literally going upstairs. So I'm going to be down for about 8 weeks, but at the same time, I will have everything I need to do. So I'm going to be incredibly bored about 3 days into this, and probably be bugging you guys with a ton of random spawn parties and going to your guys' different builds and having parties there. Evan's Portal Room's fun to hang out at. Emrys has this really cool venue now. Like, yeah, we're going to be having some fun. So just burst 3. Martin. They crack me up. You guys are cracking me up. And I have to say thank you. Like, seriously, your guys' support and everything through this has just been it's life changing. It honestly is. And I was just telling a nurse that a couple days ago, and I had a pre-op phone call, and I was, they're like, do you have a lot of support? Do you have support? And I'm like, I have the best support anyone could ever ask for. I have Skade. Like, you guys, it's really hard to be down and, oh, you have cancer. And it's like, yeah, but I have Skade. Like, I have the best support team ever, and you guys are amazing. So thank you for that. I don't know what's in store for tomorrow, but just know that just having you guys all, the kind words, the tweets, the stuff you guys are sending, oh my gosh, like, there's so much, and it's really making it very hard to be down at this time. So the skins, yes. So, all right, well, guys, so our player of the month for the month of August 2021, this person won actually by quite a few, which I mentioned last night. We had one player that kind of took off instead, and this player, just like all the other players that won, got a lot of really nice positive words that went with it. About all the things that they do for us, and they do the things that they do for the server, and how they don't really like attention, and too bad they're going to get attention. Someone actually put that. So if we could have Miss Ryla Rose, come on up. So congratulations, Rylee. And Rylee has no idea. Usually she'll ask me right before and say, who's the month? And I'll say, I'm not telling you. Today she didn't even ask. I woke her up right before. So Rylee, congratulations. You are our Skade player of the month. So, and as you know, that comes with a free month of Nitro. So now you can quit bombarding me about that anyway. Actually, I think I just bought it for you anyway, didn't I? All right, well, next month you get it. And as you guys know, the winner player of the month also gets Nitro for a month. If you're in the middle of a current Nitro, no worries. We can catch that the following month. So, Rylee, I'm sure you will happily let me know the second that runs out and to redo it for you. So congratulations, Rylee. Let me do your sign here. Actually, I'll do the sign in just a little bit so we can get started on the tournament. So thank you, Rylee, for doing everything that you do. I notice it, but of course I'm your mom, so I'm not gonna say anything. But guess what? The players see it too, and all the events and everything that is that you put on, they obviously are very appreciative. So thank you for being you, Rylee. Keep being you. All right, guys. Well, that kind of sums up this month's player of the month. And again, sorry it took a little longer. Just kind of had some stuff we needed to fine tune, I guess, with the voice channels. Hopefully, you guys can, start using those a little bit differently now. And also, if you have questions, like let's say later today, you're like, wait, am I allowed to say this? Or am I allowed to do this? Let us know. Just ask us. We have the 2 private channels. We put players in it all day long. So if you guys have questions, just ask us and we can let you guys know. All right. Well, it is tournament time. So for those of you that would like to participate or even just come watch, if you are participating in it, please go back to your base and drop your inventory. You do not need anything for this tournament. We are providing all the gear for you. You will not need it, and I will bring some food for everyone. So if anyone wants to go, they can go do that. Can you take a dead bush in? No, Timo, the dead bush has to stay at home.
What? The dead
I know, it's your favorite thing. It says it's your security blanket. So no, dead bush stays.
Oh,
if you're,
Dead bush is
fine.
unfair advantage.
Yeah,
it's an
that
unfair
bush
advantage.
is too OP.
Yeah.
I'm so fine.
So if you guys would like to
Okay.
participate, please head to our PvP arena, our brand new beautiful PvP arena.
How long
Such a
will it
cool
be?
design.
Can
What's that?
I?
How long is gonna last?
I don't know, maybe an hour tops, if that. So not too long. Did you want to do your outro, Dusty?
Yes. Thank
Okay,
you
go for
all
it.
for watching. This has been me, Dusty Circuit, and another Skade Player of the Month. Hope you've all had a great day, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you wish to be notified of all my upcoming content, be sure to hit that notification bell. Peace out.
Peace out.
Peace out.